Chief Masten is with us this morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. I appreciate the time.
You bet. Well, I saw a social media post from you guys. I think it was last night.
Yes. Yep, it's a social media post about a missing juvenile. Young man, 11 years old, took off from residence on the south side of Bemidji last night. It's cold outside. He just left with a sweatshirt and a backpack of stuff, and he hasn't been seen since. So on our Facebook page, we have pictures and we have some details, his name and identifying characteristics. I think we'll get it up there. 11-year-old Shane Jacobs. If you've seen him, if you know his whereabouts, please give us a call. There's lots of people worried. From the inception of the call last night, we've had officers and deputies searching the area. Thankfully, we have a little bit of snow cover. We've been able to track him to the area of an apartment complex nearby here. We also have utilized our drone with the thermal capabilities. We've used handheld thermals. We've had people out on foot. We have people out on foot this morning searching the areas. We're hopeful that he found a kind soul that took him in and doesn't realize he's on run. And hopefully by hearing this or seeing our Facebook post, they'll notify us and we can return him back to his guardians.
I'm guessing the answer to this is no, but is the response different if it's a runaway kid as opposed to an abducted kid?
No, it's the same. It's really based on circumstances, and they all get the same attention. They all get the same type of investigation. The difference lies in the details that you can get and the circumstances on how they went missing. I think there's this misconception when someone's labeled a runaway that it's just a kid taken off. Well, it is in fact of their own volition. It's their choice to leave versus what we typically think of an abduction as, a child being grabbed and pulled into a van or something like that. However, they are still missing and they are still vulnerable. They're still, in danger because of their age. Because like today, the conditions of the weather, it's important that we find out where they are so make sure that they're safe. So we put the same amount of resources in. It does look different probably from the public's view, depending on the circumstances,
Is the urgency any different in December as opposed to July?
Absolutely. The environmental factors make a huge difference. Not that we don't try in better weather months, but the urgency, anytime you're looking at temps that are dropping into the single digits at night, we all recognize hypothermia as real. And, that adds an urgency to it.
What number should they call?
Probably the best is our non-emergency for Beltrami County Dispatch Center, which is 218-333 9111, or even 911 is the short one. We prefer the non-emergency in case something else is happening. But
sure,
if all you can remember is 911, that number works all the time.
Even if you saw them,
yeah,
at a certain point,
we would welcome any information of sightings. Last night, I know our photo has a white or a gray hooded sweatshirt. Last night, he left wearing a black hooded sweatshirt. On our Facebook page, you can see it's not the best ring image, but it is a ring image of him wearing his black sweatshirt, black backpack, black pants. That's what he was wearing. So if you saw a young kid last night or today walking, somewhere in town, we sure want to hear about that.
And there's a social media post, so many ways to help out law enforcement.
Yeah,
find this young man.
And if you have information, you're not getting in trouble if you call.
Absolutely. We just want to do everything we can to find this young man.
On the positive side, you guys went shopping with a bunch of kids last week, didn't you?
Yes.
2 weeks ago? Last week.
I
forget when.
Yes, it was. It all blends together. It was last week.
Yep.
And I hate to say it all blends together, but it was, I want to say, almost our 10th year. I can't remember, and now Officer Kerrigan's going to beat me up over that. But she has organized it for a long time, and with the help of the Bemidji Lions and all of our partner agencies in emergency response, the Bemidji Ambulance Service and Bemidji Fire, Beltrami County Sheriff's Office. This year we had Black Duck Police Department, State Patrol is there, all of us work together to make this happen. But the lion's share of the work is done by Officer Kerrigan, and she just knocks it out of the park every year. And this year was also good. I don't recall the number of kids.
44, I think.
44?
Yeah.
But there were lots of smiles, and it always surprises me when we first started it. You know, the concept is they get to shop with someone in an emergency profession, and they're given a gift card and really free reign. You know, the idea is that they'll buy gifts for themselves. It doesn't matter. It's just so they get a little bit of joy there in the Christmas season. And my own personal perception was, because I was a 10-year-old kid once, I would have spent all that money on me because, you know, at the time Atari
What you
was...
did as a 10-year-old.
Yeah,
Right.
Atari was pretty cool, and I like candy. But I am amazed on how thoughtful they are of other people. They have lists, and they want to shop for mom and dad and their brothers and sisters. The young man I shopped with this year bought a bag of cat food for his cat, and
All right.
yeah,
That's good.
You know, they're always or typically the last on the list, and my young man was like, I don't know. He had a ton of money left, and just I don't know. I got gifts for everybody else. Eventually, we got her spent up, but it was enlightening. It was nice to see people considering others. You know,
That's what it's
How
all
important
about.
is it to gain that rapport between kids and cops?
well, it's enormous. I think it's an opportunity where they can see or get to know that we're humans also.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I often talk about, I have two daughters. I talk about my daughters, what they've grown up now, but we talk about the toys that they would get and what these children are buying now and the difference and what I used to. But it's real conversation, and they get to realize, you know, yes, I'm standing here in a uniform, but I'm also a dad, and I like fishing, and I like, you know, it's just an opportunity to offer up that, hey, we're humans. We're not just this thing in a uniform, who unfortunately for a lot of kids only see us when things are bad.
Yeah.
You know, whether that's something significantly bad as like a domestic incident or something like that, or a speeding ticket.
Sure.
You know, and dad or mom, I guess everybody speeds, right? I don't want to pick on one gender, but you know, once the cop walks away, how do you speak of that interaction? You know, kids pick up their sponges. We all know that.
Yeah.
And how does that interaction go afterwards? And that shapes how that child is going to perceive law enforcement or any public service person in the future. So it's nice to be able to have that opportunity.
My kids were terrible because they were like over the shoulder, backseat driver's side, and you speeding, right? You deserved that, Dad.
He wasn't doing 64, officer. He was doing 68.
That's right.
Well, one more time on the young man's name.
Young man's name's Shane Jacobs. He's 11 years old. Again, black sweatshirt, black pants, backpack. Went missing from the area of South Bemidji, for those that aren't familiar, and last seen in the same area, just a short distance from his residence. So,
Chief, thanks for stopping by.
thanks for the time. I appreciate it.